Moving on in Unit 9, we have our next list, which deals with things in the classroom. So, is shelves. So to show shelves, you take your B classifiers and you just make a shelf. The best thing to do is to outline the actual book, if it's a bookshelf, and then do the shelves. And when you're counting, if it's the first shelf or the third shelf, depending on what shelf you're talking about, we count, when it comes to bookshelves, we usually do from bottom to top. So depending on, if it's the first, the second, the third, the fourth. So if I said, can you get me the book off of the fourth shelf? So I would say, and then the person will go over and bring me the book. So first I would explain where it's at, the shelf. Then I would say specifically where it's at, and then I would tell what is that. That's the book. I want the book. And then I would ask them to please bring it to me. Okay? Remember, ASL is not like English, so your order of object, subject, verb is normally in ASL OSV, object, subject, verb. Okay? Moving on. We have a cabinet. So again, in my kitchen, the cabinets, they open like this. You can have a long cabinet, where it just depends on how big it is or how small it is, where it's located, if it's down, if it's like a cupboard, if it's up. If it's a file cabinet, it would open like this with the big drawers. It just depends what kind of cabinet you're talking about. Then we have drawers. So we've done that before. So we've got our drawers. And with drawers, rather like the shelves, we count from bottom to top. Well, with the drawers, it's opposite. We count top to bottom. So the first drawer, the second drawer, the third drawer, and so forth. So remember, when you're doing drawers, if you tell someone what's in the second drawer, second, that one, put it in the drawer. I said, put something in the second drawer. Or the bookshelf, that one, okay? You count from bottom up, and then with the drawers, top to bottom, okay? Then we have, of course, a door, which we all should know by now, and again, our double doors, okay? Then we have a wall, so you have your wall, or remember when you enter a room, you have your walls, your four corners, or your walls, and you can signify, if something's on the wall. You remember your reference point. If you're going down the hallway, here's the wall. So don't forget about that. That's still a wall. It's a reference point, but it's still a wall. A wall can be like the Great Wall, thick, brick, whatever, and you would just explain, like if I was talking about the Great Wall of China. It just depends what kind of wall, if you're talking about rocks, and then it's like a wall, or a wall, depending on if you're talking about which way it is, if it's this way or this way. Remember, ASL is spatial, so you do it according to how it is in real life. Okay, moving on. Again, another one that we're familiar with is chair. So again, your chair, seems like we're doing a lot of reviewing. Your chair, again, you can set it around a table, you can set it anywhere in the room, you can have two chairs facing each other, beside each other, facing each other, this way. You can swap chairs. There's lots of things you can do with chairs, but these are your chairs, the classifiers. And then this is, again, what you would identify at first as, and then you would use your, okay? And then remember, with chair, you repeat it and sit down, the verb, one time, okay? Moving on. So now we have the table. So here's the table, and we can do, this is the generic classifier for table, but you can explain if it's round, if it's square, if it's rectangle, if it's oval, where it's situated, if it's in the corner. It just many things. If it's wood, if it's glass, just many different things. But again, your generic for table is table. Okay. Then we have, for instance, in the classroom, you would have a bulletin board. So the way I would do this is I would draw the outline of the bulletin board and then show like the little sticky things or the tacks that this is actually the sign for poster or something to that effect that you would put up on the wall. So I would show that it's, and then it's, pictures, whatever. And again, you would kind of expand. This is a sign for expand. You would expand. It's called couching. You would couch that. You tell the center, different colors, a theme, and you would just continue to explain. But this idea, you would start with the shape of the board and then what it's used for. And then the same thing with the blackboard or a whiteboard. Again, here's your shape, and you could say white, or you could say black, and then, right, or teacher, right, and you show that. And that's how you would describe the different things that you would find in a classroom.